Hello and welcome to another one podcast.
We have a Patreon. It's one of the best Patreons in the game.
By best, it's more of us.
Hundreds of hours of content. There's specials on there.
Three
specials. 2 live shows. It's one of the best Patreons around. You won't regret it. Sign up. £3 a month. That's all it fucking is.
I can't promise you it's one of the best or the most valuable, but if you enjoy us,
I think it is.
it's the only way to guarantee this carries on.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So,
Genuinely.
It's up to you. Would you like this podcast to carry on? If the answer to that question is yes, then why not part with 75p a week by signing up to our Patreon?
Patreon.com/another one podcast. Sign up to it. You don't even have to enjoy the content that's on there.
You don't even have to watch it.
No.
Just
sign up.
75p a week,
Yeah.
so that you get your public episode every week, guaranteed. Because if it drops below a certain level, it will stop.
75p a week.
The minute this costs us money again, it's gone.
Yeah, and it's
Barely even.
so. Please,
For the love of God.
yeah, please. Now it's beyond a joke. Now there's only one podcast that needs the money, and that's ours. We're absolutely brassic, and we've got the most outgoings, like dependents.
Another one.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 150. Maybe, do you reckon now? Doesn't matter. Could
that'd
be,
be nice
could be
when
not
it's
be.
150.
Yeah, 150 of another one podcast with me.
This is 150. Special.
It's a good one, yeah. For me, it's probably not. For me, with me, Simon Wozniak, joining me, obviously, co-host, cohort with another brother in arms, Rob Thomas. And joining us today, we've got returning guest, multi-capped.
Yes.
I was going to say multi-handicapped, but I thought, no, it's cheap, innit? Cheap. Multi-capped.
The cripple tick box.
Yes.
Legend of another one podcast, Ricky Balshaw.
Thanks for having me, mate.
Pleasure. And joining us, debutante, circuit legend.
First,
Yeah, Roger Swift.
Hello. Swift.
How's it going, mate?
I'm all good.
Have you travelled together?
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
From Telford.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yeah.
This is your first pod, Rog?
I've done a few.
Have
I've
you?
3 or 4 now. So
Right, I've never seen you on one before.
yeah, I have done a few.
Which ones have you done?
Jay Islam used to do one, and what's the other one?
Oh, Jay, yeah.
And
Sorry
Dave
to hear
Dinsdale.
that, mate.
No, I did his like years ago.
He's
and
an
then I did
interesting guy, isn't he,
Yeah.
Jay? Do you still speak with him?
I do. Yes. And then am I all right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're
And
fine, don't
And
worry
then I did. Dave Dinsdale did one for a while as well.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
Rob Holden had one for a while. I think I did
Right.
this is like my 4th. So
Right, okay.
okay.
How is Jay getting on these days? Do you know Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he still gig a bit?
No,
Nah.
he's given up now. I mean, he's a bit. Well, what's the word?
Yeah, he's
He claims he's a civil servant, doesn't he? Or works for the government. I mean,
Right.
I don't know
I
if
don't
that's
know
true or not.
I don't know him well enough. I have no
So,
idea.
he used to do Bam Bam Shake.
allegedly.
Yeah.
works
That's
with-
what he was, Bam Bam
That was his
Shake.
character, yeah, Bam Bam Shake. But he did his own act as well.
I was trying to think where
Yeah.
I know the name and I knew him.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, he was infamous for some reason. And I remember why. Now people said Bam Bam Shake was racist.
Yeah.
The only reason I'll be speaking to him, me and Jim Howarth are taking over the comedy awards from
Yeah.
him, the Midlands Comedy Awards.
Oh, yeah, well, that was just they're always a mess, them
Yeah.
regional awards, aren't they?
Yeah. So me and Jim
No
are
one
going
wants
to try
the
and fix
admin,
it
do
and
they?
probably give up after next year. Do it once.
No one wants
Waste
the
of
admin
time,
of
that.
those.
Yeah.
You ever been nominated for the Midlands Awards?
I've won 2 of them.
Have you?
So yeah,
Oh, well done.
going back a
What
bit.
one?
Yeah. Best alternative act and outstanding contribution.
Oh, it's nice.
Right.
So it was going back some time though. Yeah.
Okay. So, I know he's not even here, Jay Islam, but he's very active in my life.
Yeah.
Because you know, on Facebook,
In your life?
Facebook, right? You know, there's probably about 6 people on my Facebook that I know far too much about.
Yeah,
There's one person I've got on my Facebook that I met once, pissed on a night out. Spoke to them for about 5 seconds,
Yeah.
and I know so much about their life. And like Jay's one where I just get one of these. He's just, you know what? He says what he says.
He does.
He's very
He-
opinionated.
he's
Says
very
what's on his
much-
mind, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He very
And
much says his mind.
he's not scared to say whatever, but he does seem fair.
Yeah.
He doesn't just come down one side. He will go for the other side as well.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm going to agree with anything he says, because that could ruin me.
Well, it's sort of.
Well, the fact you won't even mention what he said.
Yeah.
He says things.
Yeah.
And, you
Commenting
know.
on anything.
He's kind of like
Yeah.
he's kind of like the South Park of Facebook. He's kind of icy
Yes,
when he comes on.
he's-
Yeah.
Yeah, have you not? Yeah, well, no, you wouldn't have him on it, but
Yeah.
Oh, no, he was one of the ones that went a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
what potential
Lads,
P
why
then?
is my
Potential
why is my
paedophile.
stick not up?
Oh, because it's currently in my taxi, which hasn't got... It's currently in my taxi, which has got no engine in it, so...
You don't know this, Rog. I donated one of my walking sticks for him to put on the wall.
It's going to go on
How many months ago?
It is going to go... Yeah, well, there's also...
gone now.
Every week we get told off because there's names missing off the wall.
is it?
yeah.
Okay.
And photos
I like
missing,
the new logo.
so... That's the same logo.
Since
Since
been
your last
before.
time,
I
yeah.
didn't
Expense
notice
spare
that.
there,
That's
isn't
fucking sick. That's
Yeah.
good, man. Like it.
Congratulations on the porn star that you had on.
Appreciate it.
Well
Thanks
done,
very
that mate.
much. Yeah, it was good.
Shrewd marketing move.
Interesting podcast that was.
Did you
I
know
didn't
it
listen to it. Was it?
before the pod?
No, well, so I've had the stripper that was on episode 1. I've known her for ages. I met her
Did
once.
you
thought
ever
the
get a
porn-
hard on any of these episodes?
Not on the episodes, no. But when I
Are you
met
gonna?
her,
You wouldn't tell the. You wouldn't say
I'd
if you had
say,
to, would you?
Yeah, I'd say. I'll show you something. I'm definitely not mentioning what I'm thinking now.
Right.
But I'll
Right.
say to me about the episode afterwards, and I'll show you something on my phone.
Oh God.
But so the stripper from episode 1.
You're
yeah.
a deviant, you. You're a deviant.
I'm not talking about it.
Right.
But yeah, the stripper on episode 1, I met her while she was working once years ago. And she had horses and she recognised me and we just became friends.
She was working as a stripper when you met her?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So you were in there, like throwing dough,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Are you that equestrian?
Yeah.
Are you that? What did you do? What did you do?"
Question?
Yeah,
but
rider.
but you know what I mean.
Athlete.
Dancing thing.
No,
You know. what it was.
show jumping?
Dressage.
No,
Dressage.
dressage. That's it.
Yeah.
You that dressage.
I was trying to
lad.
think then, and you said
Yeah,
it. Dressage.
that's pretty much what happened. So I've known her for years. I thought that'd be interesting just to talk about that. And then she recommended the sex worker to me. So I've done the episode of the sex worker.
Oh, he's calling it sex work now as well.
Yeah,
He's
I
not
got-
even calling
I
it a
got-
porn
I
star.
got told, well, she's a prostitute, isn't she?
She's
she?
a
Yeah,
prostitute.
she's a prostitute.
Oh, so she's
She
not a
does
porn
porn as well.
Oh,
but
yeah.
she's a prostitute.
By same thing,
Yeah,
innit?
yeah. But no,
It's like doing an awards dinner for
literally
us.
just- she's got her things on adult work, her advert. And
Yeah.
people, like she took about 7 phone calls while she was filming the podcast with me. Just men trying to book in with her.
Wow.
I
So
had
she's just
2
rammed,
promoters.
literally.
I had 2 promoters phone me up asking for her phone number.
Oh, fuck off. Dirty, dirty.
Seedy
Midlands based.
I'm saying nothing.
Mate,
Yeah,
you
go
need
on,
to out them. They're
Just tell us where the base was. Tell
yeah,
us where-
you're part of the problem if you don't speak up now,
Yeah,
Ricky.
yeah,
I'm saying a thing.
got a
It wasn't you, was it?
It was Swifty.
Yeah,
She got a price
technical and
list.
smooth.
She hasn't got a price
Does
list.
she want to do an 80 quid in a Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Sorry, lads, there's no headliners this week.
I haven't put that episode out yet, but it's a good episode.
So you've had 4 episodes so far, 2
No.
sex workers,
No,
1
I've-
comic.
I've only put 2 episodes out.
One
So,
stripper,
one stripper, 1 comic.
Right.
I've got the episode going out
Same thing.
this week is the bantamweight champion.
His uncle fucked us off, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
What did he say exactly? Because you didn't tell me.
He just says no. He said I'm too busy at the minute. He was
Yeah.
just quiet.
Oh, I thought he was going to be a dick about it. Be
No,
like,
no,
fuck
no.
off.
Hollywood now.
If
Fair
it makes you
enough.
feel any better, he said no to mine as well.
I was like, yeah, because he's probably been told by his people.
Probably.
There's a
Probably.
boxer in my lad's school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and like I recognise him. So I'm like, but I can't work. I would have recognised him for being by ours, or recognise him because he went somewhere. But he owns his own gym and that now, and I'm dying to be like,
Get him on.
do I know you? Have you done anything? Do you want to get on the pod?
Well, I work with the guy who knows one of. I was telling you about him, wasn't I? Was it you I was telling about? He's like, he's going to be a big,
Oh yeah,
big
yeah.
Olympic boxer, but he probably think, nah, fuck it, I'm not bothering with it.
Yeah, but I'd say the episode coming out this week's with the current world champion. Then I've got a couple of comedians coming on. I've got someone who's just been released from prison. They got 25 years for killing someone.
Right.
25 years for killing someone. They're coming on. I've got
You having a murderer on?
Yeah,
Who did he murder?
I don't know. Some bloke.
Oh, you're not
Some
like
bloke, yeah.
I don't know the guy's name. I know the case. I know what happened. I don't know the guy.
right. Well, I mean, you're not vetting it to be like, oh, I'll have
Some bloke. No one gives a fuck about the guy who gets murdered, do they? Fuck him. Let's give the murderer a platform.
You can't come on the podcast now. can
Yeah, I know, but no one gives a fuck about a victim story, do they really?
As Coolio said, I never met a man who didn't deserve it.
Right.
He was in that world.
Maybe
you know what I mean?
self-defense, he might tell
Well,
you.
Well, that's what I mean. He might have been a
This
nonce.
story, the guy didn't deserve it.
Oh, you can't platform that.
It was a fight that went. They were just arguing over a football match. Got into a fight. Hit his head on the ground.
Oh, classic.
Oh, little accident one.
Then they went. But then what didn't?
Yeah, but then
help is-
25 years for an accident.
Well, what didn't help is that they then, instead of phoning the police and saying, "Oh, I've accidentally killed someone," they put his body in the back of a car and fucking dumped it.
Oh.
well, we've all had the crash and gone, I get away with leaving now.
Well, yeah. So he's just come out.
Is that all right to put someone on who's done that openly, admitting that they did that?
Well, it depends. Though,
It
because
depends
if
what he says. I
he's
might
done
not
his-
put it out.
if he's done his time and now he's trying to stop people from making the mistakes he was.
Talking to him, like, this is going to sound dead cool.
He might have been the bad point in his life.
He really has reformed. He's like turned himself around, and he's got like
but it's like you can't the Olympics going like, what can I do? I know I'll do motivational speaking because what else am I going to do off the back of this? 100%. He's come out of prison and gone, how do I best? What am I going to do now?
We all need a road to redemption. What's your opinions on the road to redemption? Is there anything that you can't have a road for?
Well, murder being one of them.
Do you think so? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not really.
Well, obviously, child molestation, you can't. There's no road to redemption for that, really, is there? They're not on podcasts, but murderers are.
Yeah,
we get depend on the circumstances.
Loads of American podcasts with like ex-criminals and gangsters and that.
Well, I said nonce really. There's no redemption from that. That's
what molestation.
Alex Black allegedly.
Yeah.
That's one of the ones.
Anyone ever hear of him on the Midlands scene anymore?
Nah.
He's dead and done.
Never came back.
Just a vicar now.
It was all before my time, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
You went around for the Black Live. Oh
God.
The Black Lives Matter.
It was in Telford as well where it happened, apparently.
Yeah, the Asda.
Yeah.
Did you ever gig with him?
Oh, yeah.
He must have done a few smooth.
Oh, yeah, I did gig with him, yeah.
He must have done a few
He's done a few smooth ones, yeah. I mean, before we know, now we know what we know.
Well, what do we know? Because obviously, was he only caught for doing the meeting up with the man?
Apparently, he was meeting. Well, we
that was
know
first
it was
offence.
a sting operation, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they caught him on camera, but then apparently, apparently, from what I've been told, they threw it out of court. They couldn't. There wasn't enough evidence to actually convict him.
So that was.
But obviously, he can't really come back from that, can he? So
no, that's a tricky one.
Yeah. But then I saw him on video saying it all. So you know how to get out of that one.
It was on live, wasn't it, or something?
It went on live. But what I was thinking is, did they uncover any more with him?
I don't think so.
No.
That's it.
He was allegedly, by the way. This is all this.
Once you had a sting, you've been given a warning. That's the worst. That's the thing about the stings. They fuck it up because now he goes home and deletes everything. Whereas the police might have been waiting for the right time to do it.
As long as he sees everything gone.
The thing was, I had him booked in for a 10 spot at one of my gigs when it happened.
Did you mess him going still up for this?
No, I didn't actually. I just suddenly got a message.
10.
No,
available.
No, I didn't actually. He just messaged me and said, I can't do it, and then just disappeared off Facebook.
Great.
Which
Facebook users messenger.
I wasn't expecting him to actually do it.
Yeah.
You doing a 5 or a 10 tonight?
It was a middle 10, to be clear. He was booked for, but yeah.
And then obviously you got the two promoters that are wrong ones that you're hiding the identity of. So they're going to be at large on the circuit.
Well, it's legal, isn't it?
It's not sex work, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah. I found that out in the podcast.
What did she say?
It's soliciting's not. You're not allowed to solicit, but prostitution is legal.
What's classed as soliciting?
Is when you're forcing someone into doing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can't be someone's pimp, but the actual act of selling sex.
Yeah, but we all know.
Hey.
You're not allowed to you're not allowed to seek it either.
I don't know.
So
there's a road in Leeds that you can do it on.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this one of them stupid?
No, I generally think there's a road in Leeds that legalised it. I think.
It's
not legal.
We mentioned this on the pod before.
It's like Amsterdam.
It's one of them laws that everyone thinks is true. Like if you kill a Welshman with a crossbow,
one of them
that aren't actually true. If you actually look into
it's not legal.
Yeah,
but it's like, have you ever seen The Wire?
Yeah, like the pilot.
Well, anyway, in The Wire, in one of the series, they make a section of the area. Yeah. They just let them get away with what they're going to do. Like, we're not going to stop you, so just do it here. And we'll leave you alone as long as you aren't disrupting anywhere else. That's nice. And I think that's what's happening in the Leeds street. It's like, use crack on.
Yeah.
We'll leave you alone.
It's a blind spot.
We'll just not look. We'll look the other way. As long as nothing happens.
Same with like fentanyl in Canada. They've got sections where the city's fucked and they've gone, listen, we can't cure these. We've got to try and contain them in this.
They did it in Switzerland, didn't they? And all like the rates came right down. Like HIV, all the crime associated with it went right down when they give them an area they could go and do it.
Well, I worked on The Wire till someone got greedy as well.
I've just googled it. It is legal.
Leeds or just sex work in general?
You're not allowed to unless soliciting is looking for it. You're not allowed to look for it.
So can you be registered as a prostitute now? Yeah. With the HMRC.
Yeah. Well, I imagine so. It's a legal
brass.
Yeah, but
title.
I can't. So if you know, like curb crawl and that. Yeah. So like I only know that from the taxis because they used to warn us. Police would say if anyone gets in your cab saying
Shield Road,
like basically going down, you'll get arrested for it because like curb crawl and something. You're not allowed to do that.
Not to do the curb.
That's what.
So how can you organise it? What can you do? What did she say?
I think because she's got like an advert online with a number on and stuff, and people just phone up.
Have you never looked at Ad on Network?
No.
That works.
I've looked at it for a laugh, like.
For research purposes.
It's just Facebook addresses.
Yeah.
They just tell you what they're willing to do. And then it says whether they've got their own place or you'd have to get a hotel.
And that's legal.
Yeah, what she
And
does.
some of them are like drop-ins welcome, like you can call them and come. Some of them are by appointment only.
She just goes to a hotel, books it out for like 24 hours or whatever, and then people just keep turning up and railing her.
And can you work for an organisation, or is that not allowed? You got to be self-employed.
I don't know.
So, do you know what I mean? Like, some girls are advertised all on one website.
I think you have to be self-employed.
I've heard.
Well, that's what I mean. They're all on.
I'm making notes here.
Le Femme,
You're not allowed
escorts.
to pimp out, are you? So I don't think they'd be able to have like a harem. I don't think you could be a pimp, be that guy.
Right.
But to be self-employed as a
Yeah,
brand.
you got to be a cooperative.
Yeah.
The co-op local.
Yeah, but I think that Le Femme, I think they have like a roster of them. But I think they're escorts, so they're just accompanying
I
you
haven't seen Le Femme in
to.
ages.
And then whatever happens between two consenting adults
Yeah, I
happens.
think that's sort of the wink bit of it.
Yeah, I think so.
You ever used a so how's stand up for you, Rog?
It's I'm not making a living out of it.
Did you go to Edinburgh?
I
You
most certainly
We
did.
talked about on the way up.
That's
Consistent, aren't you? How long have you?
We're going to tell it. We're going to give the audience a bit of background to Roger,
Yeah.
legend of the circuit.
Yes.
Technical Swoop, you've been going since.
About 13 years. I think 2009 I started, so it's like 15
Yeah, you're
years.
around the
Well,
same-
not
you're around the
including-
same time
Not
as
including
me.
the plague in the middle, which broke it.
Yeah,
But 15 years, yeah.
Around the same time as me.
Yeah.
I think anyway.
You run Technical Smooth.
Yes.
You are you still a prop act? I haven't seen you in ages.
Well, a prop act and PowerPoint when I'm doing an hour.
Right.
But yeah.
You were infamous when we first started.
Yes. Still am, aren't I?
Well, probably a bit. I remember because you were infamous for when we first did these. I don't use no. You used to throw your props.
I still do. Yeah.
Still
Yeah,
does.
but
Still
then,
do all that.
but you start cleaning up while someone else was on stage. You've stopped all that now, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Normally they put me before breaks. If there's another after me, I have to just leave it and then wait for them. I kick them out the way as I come on. I don't do that. Yeah.
I remember that. I remember, like I say, you ran Technical Smooth, so you ran open mics in Birmingham for years.
Yeah. Well, around the Midlands, yes.
Right, around the Midlands, sorry. And you were just generally a big character on the circuit.
You could put it that way, yeah.
Yeah, you are my favourite. You are deleted off my Facebook now. So, no, sorry, but you are you were and are my favourite person to look on during Edinburgh.
Well, because
The most honest Facebook
yes.
status.
I'm not the only one.
ever.
There are a few others who do that as well.
Yeah, I think they followed you though.
Yeah, I was the first one.
You
to
were
do
definitely
it,
the first
to do that.
Roger's the first person. Well, Roger's the only one I've ever seen who goes up to Edinburgh and will put how the show went, the walkouts, the numbers, and the bucket and the bucket.
Yep. And
it's beautiful.
I went really precise this
Beautiful.
year as well. I went like to the penny. I was like being really precise. Because you got the sum up card readers now, and people put that, and I was putting that. And people, they take a bit of that, so I was going through every day. Right.
So did you do the Three Sisters like a tent in there? Is that what you do?
Oh.
Or was that your midnight show? Your midnight
that
gong
was
show?
going back a few years. Was you on? I think you were there that year.
I've done what? I think I've done 1 out of 10 for you.
Yeah. And it was the Three Sisters. That was 2016, I think, because I've been going to the Fringe like 10 years now. So,
right.
Like every year apart from the Plague when there wasn't one. But I keep saying that, the Plague. I like that. But anyway, I had one in a tent at like 1:45 on the Three Sisters, and it was just unworkable.
Yeah, it was the sound bleed from that
it was just
courtyard.
It was just like literally they dumped a tent in the middle of the Three Sisters courtyard.
Yeah,
because it was the lock of the year before, and it was like it was a bit better. It was a bit more soundproof, and then they said, "Oh, we're not doing that now. We're just going to have a tent in there." And I took it. Oh god, that was just. It was like chaotic. It would rain in. It would like there was no weatherproofing.
So what room did you do? What room have you been doing your Edinburgh's in? Have you?
I've moved about the place, but the last sort of 3 years I've been in the City Cafe now.
Oh, okay. Is that the one by Monkey Barrel?
Yes, the one opposite. Well, not opposite. It's right on the same street as the Tron as well. So it's on the same.
Have you managed to build any sort of like following from Edinburgh?
Well, this year was the first year I think I kind of did. because they say it's hard work at Edinburgh, which it is. You do have to do a lot of work, but a lot of it is down to luck and where you are. Because this was the first time I'd had a central venue when I was in a good time slot. I was at 2:00.
The afternoon was meant to be the best spot this year, wasn't it?
It's a good place, and I was like, this year, I only had like a room, 25 people. It was as big as this one we're in now, literally about this size. And I was just cramming them in, and I was just turning people away this year.
Every day, just full?
Almost every day. I've had like 2 days in the whole run where I didn't have to either turn people away or just got everyone in.
Oh, Sam, that.
Like only 2 in the whole run. It was like...
Doing a solo hour?
Solo hour, yeah.
And are they new gags that you do, or because you are rapid with them? It's what 4 or 5 a minute
well,
almost.
The show was
sometimes.
actually cool. This is another thing with the Fringe. It's about being clever with the titles. This year, I just gave it a straightforward title, and I think that helped. We had just £200 in an hour, which is what it is. I mean, I won't lie. I mean, it's a catchy title. I didn't actually count them. I'm just guessing there's about 200 in there.
So that's 4 a minute. You're
so it's
going
like 4
up.
a minute, something like that. Yeah, it's very rapid fire.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I never actually said I went 1, 2, 3. I never actually did that, but
And are your aside because your asides
Yes.
often get your biggest laughs, don't they?
I like that. I used to-
when you do it and they go,
When a
"What the
joke
fuck's
doesn't
this?"
go well, or-
I've learned to do that. It's hard to do it for an hour if they're not on board with you, but you can, if a joke doesn't land, you can just go meta with it. I call it.
Yeah.
Favourite bit of your set.
That is the
And I
greatest
used
bit.
to hate it,
When
but I
you're
love it
80
now. I
quid
actually
and then you
like
just
doing it. It's
you
kind of
carry on.
5 minutes, I'm never getting
Yeah.
45 minutes to build that. You know,
Yeah.
30 quid. Like,
what the fuck do you think? The show's got £200 in an hour. What the fuck?
I
did
just
you
had
think
I
we
just
were
have
gonna
a, I just had a funny vision of you coming back from like Argos with just bags and
Yes.
your mum and dad looking at you going, "The fuck's he got here?" It's like all the stuff you're gonna be putting together.
No, I mean, I've had this is a true story. I get stuff in the mail because it's all eBay. A lot of it,
Right.
obviously, charity shops and eBay. And when I got it in my head, I want to do this. And one of my jokes, in context, people, to anyone who don't know me,
have you got videos online we can check out?
yeah,
of it?
yeah, I have,
I'll
yeah.
put them.
There's a dildo in the act.
Lots, yeah.
There's a context to why, but there's a dildo in the act on a kitchen sieve. I've attached one to the handle of the kitchen sieve. But it's not actually a dildo, it's like a rubber cot thing that goes over the handle. And then I had to get a new one because it all got ripped. And then this is true. I was at home. It came in the mail in a jiffy bag right in front of my mum. I just opened it up and pulled it out like that. And she didn't flinch. She just went, "Yeah, it's for your act, isn't it?"
We hope. We hope.
Yeah, we know exactly what that's
What
for.
are you getting up to up there, man?
There was just nothing. There was like, she didn't even flinch. She was just like, "Yeah, it's for his act."
Have they ever looked at? Have they said anything? Going, "What are you making now?" Or do they? Are they numb to it?
Well, I mean, this again. If I had to rebuild props, one of them it takes hours to do, and I'm not. It's like 3 hours to build. I say 45 minutes in the set. It's a lie. It's 3 hours. It's have I got coppers behind me, which is the spot. Which is where I go. It's just loads of 1 and 2 P's on a bit of card, and the joke is no. Have I got coppers behind me? And it's behind my head.
Yeah.
That literally takes about 3 hours because you just got to. There's no shortcut. You just have to sit there and glue each one on. And because I keep chucking it on the floor, because that took me 45 fucking minutes, and then chuck it on the floor,
and then
it keeps snapping and breaking off, so I have to keep rebuilding it all the time. So I was sat at home just before this Fringe, just there with some new glue on a table downstairs, just gluing it on. And my dad just walks in the room and just like, "What are you doing? What are you actually doing?" And I explained the gag to him, and he's not. It's ironic they're called dad jokes because he just doesn't process them in that way. So I just think, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Right, I'm just gluing loads of copper." Why? Well, the joke is, have I got coppers behind me? But there's 1s and 2s. No. I can make an act out of explaining jokes to my dad. He just doesn't process wordplay.
And did you ever have any aspirations of doubling as an act when you started out?
I could like to build a meta act around other people not getting it and just explaining gags, which is why I'm doing this right now, because I like doing that. Just deconstructing and go. And then again, but they've sort of got used to it now. It's kind of like, that's me dad. My mum just walks past and just goes, "Yeah, he's doing that again." Just going, I wish he'd do something else, like with his life. Kind of attitude. Why is he doing this?
They've given up on that now. They've gone, "This is what he does."
Now. It's like, he's doing this.
Right.
We failed. He's not going to be doing anything else. This is it now. Yeah.
Did they ever go with you to gigs at the start or not?
Sorry?
Did they ever go with you to gigs at the start?
To begin with, she's been to a few, but it's not really their humour. It's just they're quite open about it. You're not that John Bishop bloke I like off the telly. I want, in it funny when your wife does. I'm not having a go at anyone. I'm just saying she wants. She wants Jess McCarran. She wants that. So she just kind of, she'll come and she'll sort of. I can't understand it. I don't get what you're doing.
So when you say so obviously you talk about your shows and that, what is it like when it's not going well for an hour show for you? Does it end up with no one?
Well, I mean, this year was the first time I'd done it because it used to be free festival, it was a bucket at the end. It was all free, no tickets. And I would get so many walkouts, just people just walking out after 5 minutes of it. This year was the first time I'd done it where they've changed the system there now with a free festival where you can do pre-sales if you want, but then there's an option at the end with a bucket. And every day I was selling it out, every day I'd sell all the tickets. Yeah. So because I think they've made more of a mental commitment to it now, that I got less of that.
Right.
But I still got people, thinking if this was a free show and it was a bucket, they would be walking out. They are not enjoying this.
Is it more fun having them stay there and see them not enjoy it?
Well, in a way,
Or is it
no. I'd
better if
rather they
sort of
would.
walk out
No,
and
I
then-
wish they would. I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'm looking at them like burning at me, going, "This is crap. What you're doing is rubbish." And I'm just like, I want to scream, "Leave, please, just
leave,
go."
Do you tell them that?
I
You should make a speech to stop him. If you don't like it, fuck off.
I say that I've almost done it once or twice. I didn't in the end. I just because others were enjoying it, but I was one day. But I was like, I'll look at them. But I just at one point I just almost broke down. I was like, "Leave, please."
What, just broke
go.
character and
Yeah,
went,
just
"Can you go?"
"Leave, please. I don't want you here. Go away.
But what does it get like, say, 35 when it's just been going like, meh?
I've had
Have you
one-
ever gone like, I'm
Oh, I
stopping?
had one this year like that where it was a Saturday as well, and I'd sold it out. I could have filled it 3 times over. It was because it had like I said, tire room
Trust
like
that
this.
three,
It was-
that-
and I'd already sold all the tickets, and I could have got like more trying to get in without them. And then I thought, oh great. And then I did it, and it was so horrible. They just sat there in absolute silence, just
And you were
looking.
thinking about the other 2/3 would have loved
Yeah,
this.
I was thinking the other 2/3 would have loved
I've
this
got the
if I got them.
33% that
Yeah.
hates my act.
I've got a room of people who just hate it. They just sat there, just
And they stayed.
and they stayed. They wouldn't go.
Oh.
Well, in the end, I gave up. I didn't actually. What I wanted to do, I was telling Ricky on the way here. What I wanted to do was, I wanted to throw a paddy at them and just go, "Fuck off! Just go home. You don't like this. Go away. Go watch something else.
So it's like,
This is not
Have
for
you got-
you, is it?"
have you got anything that can like
No. In that scenario,
change the way it's going?
in that scenario, they were just sat there. It's not like they're either just bored or just like they're just bored out their mind. They're just, this isn't what we thought it would be. We want to go, but I think what it is, it's like we've bought tickets, we've committed, we can't.
I think
leave.
maybe do you reckon there's ever anything like a fascination going, can he really, if they go, this is 20
Oh, you
minutes
know,
in,
like, they're
can they
looking at
go,
watches, yeah.
can he do this for another 4? Like,
Yeah.
are they like,
I
like
had
watching
that, yeah.
someone sprint, you'd be like, can you sprint a
Did you
marathon?
ever win them over?
I've done it. I mean, if
have you ever committed so much they're like, oh, fuck, we just have to embrace this?
If
we're gonna
when,
get
you're
through
doing
the
a
hours.
when you're doing a shorter set, 10 or 20, I have done it. I have won. I think you were there for a spiky one. I remember that happened once where they weren't going with it, but I somehow broke them and got them to come with me.
I've seen you a few times
I
turn it.
remember you were on the bill that one.
Was that a gong show or
no,
not?
it was a normal but he wasn't there. It was like a.
Was it the Bless?
It was it was like the first night of a new one he did, and I definitely,
Right.
from my memory, I think
I
you
was
were,
there.
you were the headliner. I think.
Right, I've
And,
seen you. I've definitely seen you turn it by going like they're going, fucking. Oh yeah,
And I
you did the
turned
Apple
it.
Mark and do this, and
I've
then
proper turned it. I've
the
done it.
sides turn
I've
it.
seen you win them over.
I've done it where I can turn it again 10 or 20, but when it's an hour and then you're
Yeah,
halfway through and they
turn it and then turn it back again.
can't turn it. They're not going to go with this, are you?
Yeah.
It's just you've decided that
as
as a
a-
collective they don't like it.
Did you ever try stand up as straight like what
Yes.
we do, sort of
Yes.
just speak? Did you?
Yeah. When initially we started out, that was the intention. That
What
was.
was your style? Like, what did you
Well,
do?
what it was is the story is I was watching with
taking
a non-comedian. Sorry,
It's all right,
Sorry,
mate. Don't
taking
worry
over.
about it.
sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a circuit legend. Everyone can ask.
yeah.
I was watching a Lee Evans stand-up show with a friend,
Yeah.
and how it started was I just said he'd never done music festival because me and this friend used to go to all the music festivals back then. We were
Yeah.
20 years ago, and I said like no one's ever done that, and I just in my head imagined Lee Evans tackling that topic of just going, you know, you're at a festival in the tent and they're all doing this, and then they're all dancing at the same time. There's always a cunt who's dancing at a time, and just I thought there's a routine in that.
That's me walking.
Yeah, when they all jump. And
I
there's
liked your
one
comment on
person,
Freddie
you know,
Quinn's
yeah.
post, by the way, about the
What did I say?
health thing, about waiting for the steps, and you said welcome.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
But
It's funny.
Cheers, mate.
it was just that, and I just said it to a friend. And no one's, and in my head, I just imagined how would Lee Evans tattle that particular topic.
Yeah, because you are manic a bit like him, aren't you?
So,
In a way.
so when I wrote some and went and did it, and in my head I was just like, oh, this is in my head. I'm as if I am Lee Evans doing that topic.
Right.
Yeah.
And then somehow I ended up with a prop act. It just somehow mutated into that because for some reason I would do it the first one and it went quite well. And then I thought, I want to do it again now. So I started to go to all these other open mics and then it started bombing everywhere. So I started chucking in these random puns in amongst it that wouldn't just to sort of as a comfort thing what I do. So I was walking along this festival and then I just turned over a new leaf. Like that. Would just throw it in randomly like that. Or and then it just became like a small box. And then after about I'd say 20 odd gigs. Somebody said, drop it, just do that.
Just do puns.
Just do that. Just
Have you
do
thought
puns.
about doing it again now, like doing a story through your puns?
Well, I kind of do in the hour. There's this kind.
Okay.
There's
I haven't seen your hours.
There's a how I do it, because after it's an hour long show. Well, it's 50 minutes, and
that's the new
you have
hour.
to do something to break it up. And then you need that 30-minute, 40-minute lull in the middle. So that is an actual story I tell. Then again, some days it doesn't land in the show, and some days it does, where I sort of semi-break the puns and go, look, I'm going to break the puns now to tell you this story. I was driving home from a gig one night, and a policeman pulled me over and asked to see my props.
Right.
I just tell that story about what really happened. And because it did, I'm not making that up.
So you do actually tell a bit with...
That's a sort of
with jokes in, or is it just with?
Well, there's jokes. I've put some punchlines in it, but it's just the police telling a story about a policeman who stopped me, and that's true. It really did happen. I was coming. It was actually, I think it was hot water. I was coming home from open mic night at, if I remember.
Wasn't the one that me and you? Because remember the one with Adam Rowe that we did?
Yeah, I don't think it was that one.
That
I remember
was funny.
that. Yeah, but it was. I was coming home from. I think it was before that.
We both had a great
I was on
time
my
there.
own. I was in a car full that night.
Right.
But a policeman just pulled me over at the side of the road because they're just like doing random checks. They're just checking the tyres and everything. And he just goes, and I just tell the story in the show. And he just happens to go, you've got a suitcase in your car there, sir. What's in that suitcase? That's a bit difficult to explain that one off. I said, well, I need you to show me what's in there. I'm not going to let you leave until you do. So
chopped the body.
Because they obviously think there's a chopped up body or something in there. And then I just go, okay. So I showed him, and then I just repeat the gag and just go, so look,
a dildo and a load of coins.
And he just looks, but this is true. He was like deadpan. He just was deadly serious, just looking at me like completely stone faced. I was going, see that? Yeah, it's very liquid. It's Tinkerbell.
I mean, it does look like you'd be concealing drugs in that suitcase with all them props and that. You thinking
that really? I was actually doing the gags for him. Like, I said, I've just been at a gig, and this is I'm doing them out of order. I kept
Did
saying,
he laugh?
Didn't laugh. Just sat there like that.
Stone faced.
Just stone faced.
And
he just eventually just went on you. He eventually just I had to give him a driving license. He was holding it while I was doing it, and he just went, and I just stopped, and he just went, I think he'd had enough, and he just went, on you guys, just go, please.
Did he breathalyse you when you started doing that? Because I'd have been like, I
think
this guy's
Is
hammered.
he going to breathalyse me? I thought I hadn't. I would have come up. I'd done nothing wrong. I went.
Didn't someone phone the police on you once? They thought you were going to kill yourself or something.
Oh, that's.
Was that the same trip?
No, it was a different one. No, that was where my car actually broke down on my way to. Well, it did. I was driving to a gig and it wouldn't. It kept making a funny noise, like as if the wheel was going to fall off, but it wouldn't. So I stopped and I called Green Flag to come and have a look at it. But as I was waiting, they said, "I will be about an hour, sir." And as I was waiting, I just kept getting bored. So I just started like wandering about all over the place. And
on the motorway?
No, it was an A road. It was in quite a busy place by B&Q and an office block opposite. But I was bored. So I was just walking around waiting for them. And then the police came and said, yes, someone in the office building's seen you and said, we thought you were going to kill yourself because you were walking off the ground. I was like, no. And they were like, you're not from round here. We've checked your number plate, are you? Why are you doing here? I'm like, I'm on my way to a gig.
Right.
And that's what they said. My car, I'm waiting for Green Flag to come and check my car. Oh, and they were just like, well, there was a woman in the office there, and she thought you were. She looked because you said you were just stood at the edge of the. I was stood on like the path, just looking at cars coming past. Because what do you do? I was bored.
You can't go to
I was
sleep.
bored. There was nothing there. It wasn't like I thought, I'm not going to go wandering off because if I go wandering off, they might turn up. So that's that story. Yeah.
So you got into it because Lee Evans. He was the guy that you thought, oh, that's good. I'll do that.
Originally, yeah. I mean, it wasn't intended as a long-term thing. It was just a bit of a gaff. I just thought I'd try it, and then I ended up. That was who I was watching, and then again, I was about 20 odd gigs in, and a bloke said, "Just do the props. Have you seen Tim Vine?"
That's it. I was going to say, who else does these props?
Tim Vine. He said, and at the time I hadn't, although I had seen him in the sketch show, but I didn't know that he was a stand-up. When I searched it's the guy who was in that sketch show. I know that is. And I thought, oh, he does stand-up as well. And then I just watched this DVD of him. DVD, remember that? No, I watched his DVD, his first DVD, and just watched that. I went, right. You can just do puns.
So is it only you and Tim Vine that do props? Can you think of anyone else?
I mean, there's George
Carrot
Egg.
Top over the water.
Carrot Top, yeah. I'm familiar with Carrot Top, but
what do you think of it?
You said that in like a
like you've had beef.
There's a backstory to it.
No, there isn't. It's just I get loads of
history with carrots.
No. I bought and imported one of his DVDs because I just wanted to see. I thought,
I've never seen him either. No.
Because there's no real long video of him on YouTube. I wanted
just has a residency in Vegas, doesn't he? He gets paid.
It's Carrot Top in Vegas DVD, and I imported one. I bought one one on Amazon and USA. I just wanted to watch it. I just thought, okay, how does this?
I don't know the story of him. Isn't he a dick or something?
Well, I don't know.
He's ripped, isn't he, as well? I don't know why I think he's ripped.
Well, he's an American prop comedian with ginger hair, hence he's called
Is
it.
he
And he's
not liked though?
he's hated. Loads of people he's despised by.
Is he?
But why?
Yeah.
What's
Because it's
done?
prop comedy and lowest denomination.
So
They
they
just don't like prop.
him because of what he does.
And he's making mad bank.
He's making mad bank. I think he's
Las
a bit of
Vegas.
everything.
He does one of the hotels in Las Vegas.
He's got a six-pack and he's...
Right.
It's not really puns. Again, I've watched an hour of him, and I don't hate it. I don't watch it and go, "This is rubbish." I sort of go, "Okay." So
Because is it similar to what you do?
no, it's not. It's similar in that he's got his homemade props, but they're not really puns and wordplay. It's kind of like either mad inventions that don't make sense, or like social commentary in prop form.
Right.
Like, here's a redneck iPad and it's a speak and say, and he's stuck something on the like a headphone set on it, or here, or like that kind of thing. Or here's a plate I've made when you eat a picnic and it's got a massive stick with a piece of dog shit on the end, and that keeps the flies off it. And it's it's just like that for an hour. It's just, but they're all like massive. They're not like little things.
Yeah.
And he's got like just boxes and boxes.
Big budget though, hasn't he?
And he's got, and it's all really well made as well. It's not like they're mine are really craply made on purpose.
It's part of the charm though, isn't it?
Part of like homemade crap that I've taped up. Whereas he's like, it looked like they've been really well done, like professionally made.
Right.
So
it starts off as you just want to give it a go.
yeah.
And then at what point in the 15 years is you like, I'm sticking with this?
Well, I don't know. It just sort of happened. I just sort of ended up sticking with
You
it.
still haven't decided if you're going to stick with it yet.
I decided whether sticking with it. Yeah, it just sort of,
I think that's a lot of us though.
you know, it's just
Like going,
I
quiz
found-
this today, I go, enough's enough.
I found my voice when it happened, when it clicked. I was like, yeah, this is my voice. This is what I'm going to do. So I've just sort of run with it ever since.
And what's it? So have you? Because obviously, I'm imagining you've done gigs for promoters. So have you messaged promoters like, "Oh, can I work for you?" And they would go, "We're not booking that," or not.
Or they just ignore me most of the time. I've actually ever had one promoter. I said I applied for a middle 10 somewhere, and I said, "Here's a video of me doing it," and they came back and said, "That's fucking cringe."
Oh, what?
Wow.
Who was it? Would we know them?
Who was it?
I was one. I think it was like a southern-based one. I can't actually
Okay,
remember.
you don't have
I didn't
to-
know them that
right.
well,
Yeah.
so it was just one I hadn't done. It came up, and I went, "I'll try."
But I think that's better that way because at least you've had an effect on him.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was
You made him
it was a video
feel,
smasher as well.
he's-
Because I cheat. Obviously, I got a video, filmed myself in Edinburgh every day, and got one where I absolutely killed it for 10 minutes, and I send them that video.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Did you try and do Britain's Got Talent? Is that true?
They want you, don't they? They want you.
And this is like going way
Because I
back.
remember talking to you years ago and being like, Roger, just do it.
Uh,
You need to do it.
I would have done it now. I think if I'd done it, I'd have done it. I should have. I think I've
Why
missed the
don't
boat.
you do it?
I've missed the boat on it
Actually,
now. That's
why?
why.
Yeah, it's a shit. It doesn't do anything for
It
you, does
doesn't
it?
really do much for you unless you win it. I mean,
Cool.
but
I don't know, because I feel like you're the kind of
This
actor
is
needs
the day that
exposure, needs a spark to
the
I think as long as you got onto the
needs an audience.
the live
Well,
shows, you'd be great at doing.
Well, Evan says this, but the thing is, it's like, it could go one of two ways, and they can edit it how they want, can't they? I mean,
That's the buddy.
me
Yeah.
dying on my arse would kind of might make better telly. That
Yes.
look at this pillock who thinks it's funny.
Yeah,
might
yeah,
make
yeah.
better telly for them. So that's why I'm a bit. Is it? It could go either way. It could go, and I could look amazing on.
I
there.
reckon if you clip some of it though, people would be like, "Have you seen this?"
Yeah. It could
Oh, I
be,
think
Like
it'd
the
go
rapid
viral.
fire, if you were the
It's
mac
less
on and the
now.
beans,
It
and
used to be more. I think now I was always frightened that if I did that, it might be associated. And every time I'd come on, oh, it's that pillock on Britain who thought he was funny, and it would go.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would matter so much now.
Doesn't-
I
doesn't
think it's
matter.
forgotten quickly now. So
Kev Finn died on his arse in the semi-final.
yeah.
Speaking to him, now and again, he said, "Do you get people saying to you, oh, we showed him Britain's Got Talent. We thought you were going to be shit, but you were amazing." So
Yeah.
he said it's more that than
Yeah.
oh, he's like people turning off before you're on.
Yeah.
It's more people go, oh, we saw him and he's well better than what we saw.
Yeah. So that's kind of weird. But they actually emailed me and rang me. Like, we're going back like quite a long time before. Like, it was a bit like they'd had loads on there. They hadn't had many comedians at that point.
Yeah, 'cause you were one of the first ones. I remember
I'm one of the first
before I spoke, you really chasing you.
who they really were kind of chasing me to do it, and they were like, "We've watched your video and we think this would be perfect." And initially I said no, but then they were like, "Oh, we're going to have to fast track you or something," or it didn't quite fit in with what I was doing at the time. So I thought,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. And ever since they've messaged me a few times, and I've got nah, thanks.
Right.
So
And do you ever think about where the future holds for what you do?
not really. I just sort
Fair
of plough
enough.
along with it.
Fair enough.
I mean, the thing is, I've sort of raised my bar. Not in a bubble. of Edinburgh, I've sort of raised my profile. I've sort of got a bit of a thing going there now.
Yeah.
I think each year I recognise certain faces who come every time. But it doesn't have an effect on the rest of the circuit. I'm still stuck where I am.
What about locally though? Like, cause like with Tackle Smooth and stuff, do you not have a bit of a local following of people knowing?
Not really. I mean, the day. Can I brag about this? The day, last year when I was, I've done it 3 times. I've been on the joke list 3 times. The Dave top 10 jokes. Yeah, I've been on it. They were all rubbish, but I've been on it for 3 times now over the last 10 years. Never won it. I've been 12, 7, 12. But when I did that, the one year when I was number 7, they put it all over Facebook, all the local groups and the local newspaper, Shropshire Star, they put it everywhere going, local man makes it to joke list. And I get like 10 people go, okay, cool. And nothing. And then on the same thred, why is there a fire engine outside the school? 14,000 replies. And
no one gives a fuck,
no one cares, do they?
Are you, are you on social media at all?
Yeah. I mean, I'm on Facebook and TikTok.
Not on Instagram.
I need to do it. Instagram's the thing I need to get on. Yeah, so I know I'm lagging behind on
that. What's going on TikTok?
Well, TikTok is just like, what do you do on TikTok? I just put loads of videos. I use it a lot of the time as a diary, not a diary, a notebook now. If I think of a pun, I'll just say it to the camera on TikTok, and then I kind of can go back and look at what I've
right, so you don't put clips of gigs in now?
I do.
That, don't he, with his new ideas? That's how he tests his new material. He puts it on TikTok and see what lands. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, that's what gets the more views. Me just in a room on my own doing a crap pun to the camera. Get some more. If you put a clip of yourself getting with an audience laughing at it, don't do that well.
You think yours works better being in your room?
Yeah, it just seems to work that way. But I mean, that's just how it is. For some reason, those will get more.
Have you thought about trying to do that and raise the production value?
Well, I mean, this is the thing. I'm too lazy. I need to think about these kind of things. I need to up my game with this kind of stuff.
Because you're the kind of act that needs a spark.
I need. Yeah, I know I could.
You're not going to work everywhere, but you will have an audience that will.
I mean, I'd say this year, I had the worst day, and I had an amazing day where it was like they just was so on board with it. It was just, and I've got it on film, and that's what I want to cut up and put on TikTok. I just can't. I've got around to it yet. I know which one it is. I've saved it. It's that one. Yeah. But where everything landed for the whole hour, and they were just like, I couldn't. As they finished, I went, well, that's the end now. I'm doing a joke. They were almost like, oh, come on, you got any more? Want some more puns? That day.
I'd love to see Roger. I'd love to see you go viral.
Be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah. How do you reckon you'd handle being famous?
I don't know. I never really thought about it.
I don't think it'd bother you, would it?
Not really. It's kind of like
you'd just be like, whatever. Yeah.
But
like the only comic I know who's never thought about having success or thought about how they're going to get success, and he's just like,
I don't really know. I'll be honest. I just don't really think about it. I just don't think it's a thing that would happen. Because underneath all of this, I'm just an eternal pessimist all the time. I always just think the worst, so I always just expect the worst. So it's kind of like, that's just pie in the sky. That wouldn't happen, would it?
You're a pessimist.
No, I'm an optimist.
Oh, yeah? You think everything's going to go flying and just be great?
Yeah. And then when it doesn't, I shit myself.
Sort of melancholy.
It's going all right now.
Is it melancholy, the word where you kind of get happy being right that it went wrong? I kind of get that, where something goes to pot and I'm like, knew it. Kind of that smug sense of I knew it.
I told you so.
Sabotage yourself.
I told you so. I knew that was going to happen. I get that. And you sort of, in a way, it's that you feel good in a way. It makes you feel, I'm so happy I was right.
What, by being unsuccessful?
So if you ask if I'm going to be successful, I kind of don't think. I just feel, well, I can't see it happening.
So, has comedy changed your life in any way then? Like, what was you doing before comedy, and how was your life different now?
Well, I was...
Because you're the only person I know who's like you say, you're so sort of unbothered by it. Everyone else is sort of, like, everyone else, even like you started, they still go, and I love you, I love watching you, and I just think everyone else is see like that. I think there's always, the life becomes comedy, and there's yours just not. Like, how was you before comedy, and how are you now? Like, what's your day to day?
The same person who just does comedy as well, essentially.
Yeah, but so like, is your life not taken up by comedy and chasing gigs or chasing where I'm going to go, or is it just a case of a gig now where a gig or
who will
what?
book me. I mean, I've just got one book now. As I pulled up and checked my Facebook, someone's booked me for one. So
you booked him?
No, I haven't booked him. No.
Oh. Why wouldn't you book him?
I do.
He's got to do my.
If I had a gig, I'd book
Foresters Arms
gig. I obviously I apply for gigs all the time. I apply for them, but I know I'm on my level. I'm not, 150 £150 headliner. I'm not that level. I'm not going to be that.
Yeah, but for the right audience, you are. That's the thing. I think.
Yeah, but I know it's not going to. I know they want to club act, and that's fine. I'm not going to.
So if you're being honest, at a club night, weekend club night, what do you reckon your good gig rate is?
50-50.
Is it?
Yeah. Right. I've died so much. I've done I've done. There's been the situation where I've done that, where I've done a middle 10 on a midweek gig and smashed it so hard, and then they booked me. Say, "Oh, we'll have you on one of the weekend ones," and I die on my arse.
Yeah, but that's the fun though, innit? Because when it goes well, it's like.
But if you die on your ass in that environment, I'm not going to go anywhere else. It's like you're back to square one because
I've seen you do well, and I've seen you do.
Oh, I'm not saying I've done weekend glids and done really well, but it's
when it goes well, it's great for you.
Because 50-50 is not ideal, is it?
No.
But. So how do you feel after that? Like, do you ever go, "I'll stop this," or do you think, "Fuck it"?
I've done it over time. I mean,
this is it now, done.
Yeah, I've seen you stop, but you don't stop for very long, do you?
Yeah, I stop, but then I want to go back and do it again. Then,
yeah.
But I have. I mean, I've had it so horrendously bad. I'm just like,
see, I think I had it bad for like the first 2 years.
I want to kill myself. I'm going to drive a car into that river.
One of the tennis club, wasn't it?
Yeah, I went into mental breakdown. I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing with my...
What happened at the tennis club?
Why am I doing this?
To get him off the balcony. Like, come on.
I almost wanted to throw myself off the balcony.
Who was it for?
What?
Me? I did my own gig and I did a middle of my own guy and died really bad.
I was comparing it.
Right. Blame the compare.
Yeah. No, it wasn't his fault. It was the compare's fault.
One of the audience member comes up to me and said, "I think your man's about to jump off the railings."
I wasn't.
So we're in a tennis
I wasn't
club.
going to
No, I know. We're in this tennis club and it was on like the second or third floor and there's like a balcony outside of the railing.
And I was the organiser. I'd organised
it. It was his night. I was comparing it. And then this bloke comes out. The gig hadn't gone well.
For everyone or
the whole gig?
The tennis spot in front of me, and let's not name and name and shame.
No.
But you know who it was. He smashed the bollocks off it.
Yeah.
And I'm not having a go at him. I'm not sitting down. He smashed it up. He raised it. They really.
And you had to follow him.
And then I went on trying to follow him. I wouldn't do it.
So it was 2 10s. The 110 did great.
And then I went on and just died for 20. Like it wasn't like it was like. This is a thing again. I could talk about this, which
What's
is
a different level of dying.
The bloke came up to me and he was dead serious. He thought he was about to jump off the balcony.
Yeah.
So I go out there thinking I'm going to have to drag this.
This happens to 50% of the time. He's fine.
I basically gave up after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
You just saw it. Just go on stage.
So it's just. This is a thing I've noticed since. Again, this is. I've noticed this pre and post pandemic. I mean, this might just be me and everyone and certain other actor, he knows who he is, will just shit on me for saying that. No, it's not. But I've noticed audiences have got a bit more divisive in that they'll be a bit more cliquey with each other in audiences. I'm not saying it's universal every time.
What do you mean by cliquey?
What I mean by is they'll be a bit more... Before they'd be a bit more susceptible, like we'll
go with you.
Now it's very much no. I've got my definition of what comedy is, and you are not doing that. And I've noticed that they've sort of become a bit more self-centered in that way.
Oh, I get it. So they're willing to go. We'll go with whatever there's given us. Where they go.
Right, I can go on TikTok, and that's what I want, and you are not doing that.
The less willing to be like, oh, this is normally what I'd watch, but I'll try my best to enjoy it.
Yeah, but they've got less willing to do that now. They become a bit more. And if one group isn't,
if you're not for me, they're sort of offended that you're not for them.
Yes, that's the way of putting it. And you get this now where it's you like.
I don't know if it's that pre or post pandemic, but it has happened.
It has.
I do think
I think that was just it was happening already, but I think it's amplified. And one thing I noticed is you never got this is. You'd always get silence and people rolling their eyes, but you get, I call it sort of an offended tut or grunt they do now.
Like you're wasting the time.
Yeah, like as if you do a pun, but I've got a friend who's wanted to live on the pyramid table. When he finally moved in, he was in his element, and they would sort of just go, like that, like as if they're offended.
Right.
No, you wait. No, I want, say garlic bread.
How dare you?
How dare you say that and think that's funny?
I do agree with you. Now when people don't like it, it used to be a case of, oh, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
I'll move on to something, or I'll go and like. Now it's a bit like, how dare you do that in front of me? It's like, because I think it's because they've got this so much choice now.
Yes.
Like you say, TikTok and all that.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like they can find loads of what they want.
The algorithm,
so they don't ever have to look. So they don't.
Your algorithms picks out what they're going to
like.
So they only get presented with what.
They're sort of
you never sit through shite anymore. Sort of
they
thing.
feel like they should when they go to a comedy night. It should be like watching a YouTube or TikTok. I should be able to go yes, no.
Well, that's it. Because no one sits and watches telly either. So like, you were a family and there's 4 of you. Well, you'd have to watch one, like say Ricky wanted to watch one. Eventually, you'd have to watch one on Ricky wanted that you weren't really asked. Whereas now, there's none of that.
Families
go on
don't
my
get
phone,
together
go on
and
the
watch.
iPad or,
That's why if you
No
go
one
back
does
to like the
anything.
1970s, you get like the two Ronnies and
That's
Morecambe
it.
and Wise would have like half the country, like
Yes.
70 minutes. We're watching it on Christmas Day. You never get that now, would you?
That's why I think it's more important for you to go and find your audience,
Yes.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it definitely will be, because
And
what you're doing is niche. There is an audience there who'll want
there
that.
is, yeah.
That's not being catered for. Sort of
There
thing.
is. It's just,
just how you get
I'm
there.
lazy. I need to work, put my finger out and
Yeah.
actually go out there and do more to do that.
Like Gledo, Glad, I think Gledo will take off at some point with the. He's very like.
Yeah, he's great, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think if you've seen somebody do really well at a gig, there's good chance there's an audience there for them.
If someone can smash a gig, even 50-50, that means there's people.
Yeah,
there
there's
who
someone
will,
that's
like-
willing to.
Yeah.
And you're one of them. It's a bit like remember Rose saying years ago about how he changed his style to be a little bit more offensive, but for the reason being that if 70% of the room, if even 70% of the room love you, and 30% can't stand you, the ones who do love you really love you. And then they'll really go for you, whereas the ones who are ever indifferent weren't asked anyway. You're never going to get them anyway.
No,
so
yeah.
like, it's no point getting them giggling because they're never going to buy tickets for you in the future. Whereas if you can get someone to really love you, they'll buy tickets then.
Well, if you get an audience where 90% of them are like really on board and you got like 4 people who aren't, I actually like that. I kind of enjoy the fact that they're all, and you can see them looking around the room and they're taking offence. Like, why are you laughing at
Well,
this
they're
prick?
confused.
Why are you laughing?
They're confused. Like, I don't get.
And I see that a lot. I can watch him doing it.
You can see a couple watching Rog. The husband loves it, and the missus is looking at the husband thinking, "What are you fucking laughing for?"
Yeah, why are you laughing at
see it
this?
in
This
their
guy
face.
is pathetic.
Yeah.
Why are you? Oh, I had it at the Fringe. I had 2 walkouts this year in the whole of the Fringe. I only had 2.
Wow.
And it was a couple where obviously the partner had bought the wife or the girlfriend. I mean, obviously they come together. He came in and was absolutely loving it from the word go, and she really didn't like it. And just
She probably hates him, though,
5
do you know what I
minutes
mean?
and they did. I could
Gives
see
it-
it. I could see them walking as I was doing my booking at the end. I could see one of them come out and he put a 20 and said, "Funniest thing I've seen at the Fringe, like on the show, absolutely brilliant." And he went to his missus, who'd been sat there all bored looking at her phone. She said, "I told you I don't like puns. They're cringe. It was terrible."
It's done it on purpose.
Yeah, you've done that to annoy me. Like, why did you make me go and watch that? And she clearly bought a ticket. He'd obviously bought a ticket for it. She didn't.
Great.
Yeah.
You going up to Edinburgh ever now?
I did it. Yeah, was it last year I did it? No, year before. No, it was last year I did it. I went up with Tonic, didn't I? Did Big Value.
yeah.
A big value, yeah.
I might go up at some point, but I ain't got an hour yet.
Have you? Hang on. When was the last time you won? Had you done?
in here?
I was in here.
No, but had you done the Paralympics before then, or when? When was that?
That got cancelled.
Yeah, I didn't see much of you.
No, so the there was a load of shit with
I
the
guess
able
that's what I
body
was
dress
gonna
on.
ask.
Charlotte Dujardin the
Yeah.
video got released of her beating up the horse,
Yeah.
and then
Oh, is that what happened with there?
yeah, so there's a video of her whipping a horse, and then Channel 4 decided that they weren't going to show much of the para dressage, so I lost the gig as the pundit, and then because I lost the pundit gig, I lost the last leg gig.
Oh, did you get paid off?
No,
Oh,
lost it all.
because of the whip.
Well, I assume that they didn't
'Cause
tell
some
me
bitch
why.
was heavy-handed
I
with the
I
horse.
assume that's why they decided not to show much of the dressage. Yeah,
Well, there was arguments for taking.
it was never explained to me like that.
There was
but
arguments
that's
for taking
what
the dressage out as an event as well, wasn't there?
they've been saying that for years, but
Have they?
that's not going to help it.
Because of the cruelty to the horses.
It's just, well, there's a few things. It's the most expensive sport to put on per athlete.
And no one's asked with it.
No
or
one's
something.
really asked of it anymore. It's a very old-fashioned sport.
Yeah.
I just think they're introducing stuff like breakdancing and skateboarding.
Yeah.
And you've still got dressage hanging on.
Is
Don't get me
are the
wrong,
horses
I love it,
abused
but-
in it?
Yeah, it does go on. You know.
Have you abused the horse?
No, never. I'm not strong enough. If I whipped the
Right.
horse, I'd be on my arse.
Yeah.
I didn't have the chance to, but like, no, it does go on. Like, right,
Yeah.
it is wrong, obviously.
The Olympics is just corrupt, isn't it?
Really?
The money in it is corrupt. The athletes get nothing. It costs billions. It's the most fucked up thing.
There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Yeah.
Like, where's the where does the money go?
Well, they say it goes into
Say it
the
goes
organisation,
in,
but
but there's all,
Does it?
I don't know.
So they build the whole new. Everything's new, isn't it? The stadium's
Yeah,
pretty much
yeah.
all
yeah,
new.
but the Olympics don't pay for that. The place that
The
posts it
city.
pays. For
Yeah,
it.
that's what I mean. So
Yeah, I mean, like the Olympic.
Where
Village,
does-
the Olympic Village, generally speaking, becomes social housing?
afterwards it goes
Does
into.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't know that.
So all the
I wasn't
London
aware of that.
accommodation, the Olympic Village is now
Yeah.
social housing. the stuff where we stayed in Beijing, that's all social housing now. I think the Paris was the same, Tokyo was the same. Generally speaking, they are social housing then. The dressage arena, the equestrian venue for Beijing was literally purpose-built for that venue and then fucking destroyed afterwards.
Really?
What a fucking waste of time.
It off, yeah.
What a waste of time.
Yeah, but that's why it's so expensive, because they have to build everything. Then for every athlete you got there, you got the horse, you got the groom, you got coaches. So it's so expensive per athlete when you compare it to the likes of track and field that all use the one arena or stadium, should I say. You know, multiple sports happen within the, you know,
flying a horse to it and stuff. Yeah.
So
exactly,
you never got to go. Gutted about that for you, mate.
Yeah, I never got it, man. Shit.
Karma for you.
I know.
Must have done
else to
something
come
bad.
For the last 6 months, I've been ending my set with, I've got some TV work coming up. Give me a
Fucking bastard. Worse than Aaron Wood. He says he's going on tour and he's fucking not.
Is he not?
He just told me we're at Sheffield together and he just went, oh yeah, speaking to someone, they just said, just say you're going on tour because it makes them more inclined to follow you.
Oh, really?
But you going, I'm not even touring, I just say it.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that.
Yeah. So just say I'm going on
I'm
I'm going on tour next year, and then they'll be like, oh, actually, I'll follow him because he's going on tour, but he's not really going on tour.
fucking beautiful.
Yeah, little marketing strategy for everyone out there.
At some point in the future, he might tour. So
That's what I mean. So it's like,
Technically not a lie,
he's
right?
not lying.
so you
So
are
what I
gonna
told you
tour
was-
next year.
So what I told you was true from a certain point of view.
Yeah. But he's a hustler. Though. He's shit hot on it.
Yeah, he's good in it.
Because you're a hustler in a way, a bit, aren't you?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
You don't
Gotta
hustle.
now and again, aren't you?
Well,
Gotta
Who else are
hustle.
hustlers on? Who else are hustlers?
We're all hustlers.
We're not though, are we?
It with, it's different levels of hustling. Isn't it?
yeah.
We're all hustling the gigs and stuff, aren't we?
You still promoting? You still doing your smooth nights?
I have one left now at the moment.
Which one? The pub, the little one, and
The one in Telford in that.
Yeah,
little-
that's
I
in-
think you've done it once. or
Yeah,
twice.
I've done it,
I think
yeah,
you came and did
yeah,
it years
Nice
ago.
little
as well.
gig, that.
It's a
Yeah,
nice
he
little
is,
gig,
yeah.
but it's the only one. And I could talk about this for hours, but the thing is, ultimately, if the venues aren't behind it, they don't last. You know, the venue has to be. It's not necessarily about. You can get everything right. The venue, the setup, the money, everything. But if the venue just can't be bothered with actually prolonging.
I think your little run of gigs is a good rite of passage to into being a pro
We've had
comic.
that chat, haven't we?
I think we have, haven't we?
You've got to do the
When
smooth
you
route.
got it, the smooth gig, just around that 3 to 5 year mark
Yeah.
of when you're smashing your 10 and 15s,
Yeah.
and then you book like a load of new acts, and then you go on and do your 20 at the end on a Wednesday,
Yeah.
and you can get a bit of money for it as well. I think it's a nice rite of passage. I could get my spreadsheet up and I'll try and see how many smooth gigs I've closed to over the
We've done a
past.
few over the years.
I've done a few.
I think the one that you came to that was that I remember now. It was I think you Toxeter, and it was above a.
Oh, that one.
I was comparing.
You
You
were
were comparing
comparing,
that
yeah.
one. That was we never did another one because that was one she couldn't be bothered with it. She was like the first one,
Yeah.
we were like turning them away. Second one, it was like 2/3 full, and that
Difficult
was the
second
third
album.
one. And then we tried to do a third one. It was hot in June.
Yes.
She
I think
didn't even turn up
Yeah.
on the night, and then she was like, I think we had like 10 people or something like that.
It wasn't the busiest, no.
She ran with, they never did it.
The devil was on,
They
yeah.
never did another one.
No.
That was it. There was no more.
So
after
what
that.
would you say the lifespan of your gigs generally? 3 to 5 shows?
I mean, it depends on I've just got one now. The lifespan was 3. No, 2. The third one's been cancelled. We went from a full room to like cancel within 3. That one you did when you said I was on the balcony.
Yeah.
1. We did that. We sold that one out.
Yeah.
And then they said, let's do another one, and couldn't sell it. I think they sold 2.
Fucking hell.
Just wouldn't
Sorry
sell.
about that, Rog.
Just wouldn't. No, I wasn't actually blaming
No,
because
no,
I remember
no.
Pearson went on at the end and absolutely blew it apart for half an
he
hour
did
at the
really
end,
well.
and they loved it, and it was a great gig. And I was the only one who had a bad one. I was the only one on the bill. I mean, but I thought, sure, but I don't
I
necessarily.
think that can be a good thing for a night, though.
It can be.
If one act dies, it's
Yeah,
something
yeah.
to talk. It's they talk
But
about
it was
when
the
they go out,
organizer.
yeah.
It was literally the
Yeah.
guy. They'd see, I think again that didn't help because they'd seen the guy. I was the guy putting all the chairs in the right place and putting the banners up,
Yeah.
and then I was the one they hated.
That's
So-
What,
showbiz,
you,
like,
what you'd
with
probably
the
done though,
stars,
Rog, is
isn't it?
annoyed someone with how you put the chairs out.
Sorry.
What you'd probably done is annoyed someone with
No,
how
but they'd actually
there'd
done
been a
that.
local who's gone, he's moved my seat.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Then they've hated you because like you made them sit a certain way or something.
Or just took away the authority, well.
Yeah. Oh, he tried it, and they just never sold it.
Yeah, I
It
thought
just
they-
didn't sell.
I thought
So
it was because it was a really good night.
Some of them trying to do it too quickly though, because like some of them,
Yeah.
them places are like locals. They go there all the time, and they like they like a bit of change.
yes.
Yeah,
But they don't want a bit of change.
Yeah.
Like every 3 months. If somewhere's a local where people go all the time for drinks, every 3 months is what works.
Yeah, I've
You
got
try and go
Again,
monthly. Or,
you
Yeah,
can
I've
do
got
them every
working-
3 months and still have them die. They just
Really?
they're like as if they treat it like it's a go-karting or something. It's just we've done that. I think
Right, you've done it once, I
there's-
think.
or they've got the classic. You have 4 acts on. They'll go, well, I went to it and one of them wasn't to my exact taste, so I'm not going to go again. I think you get that.
You're in their living room, aren't you, with them gigs?
Yeah. So it's like
I've got a working men's club and they wanted to do it monthly, but I said to them, no, we'll do it quarterly because it's just going to piss people off.
Yeah,
Same
it does.
sort of things. They want to go there and have the drinks like they do, but if you do it quarterly,
That's stupid fucking.
Some places, even some places, just annually. Some places, it's just knowing the right. You're just getting the right sort of, like you say. But the venues see do well once, and then they say they want to. Oh, well, they'll do it, and you're like, you think this isn't going to work.
it's just going to fucking spiral.
Yeah, it's going to like we could do it constant, or we can do it once or 3 times.
It's almost counterintuitive, but when you see a full room and you're turning people away on the first night, 9 times out of 10, that's dead within a year. Because there's some reason you just got that returning diminish because they've just come because it's a novelty to them, I suppose, and they just
that's it. Yeah,
they don't
novelty wears off.
They don't want to get into the regular. Whereas if you do one, you've only got 10 people, which is where I started in Telford. That first one, the first one we ever did, we had like 10 people there, and I did an open mic night, and it builds, and that's the one. If you've actually got like not many people, they're the ones that you can actually start to build an audience with them.
Yeah, especially
so
with
it sounds counterintuitive. But
we're raised local. A lot of that, like you say, the novelty of it is also a bit of FOMO. A bit like I don't want to miss out on this in case it's good, so we'll all go. And now I've been to one. I've been to one.
And then if you run them too often as well, it's easy for someone to go, I'll just go to the next one. I go
again, that's another thing.
You need it far enough apart that they don't want to miss it, but not close.
I know that's what happened with the one I've got now, which is the first one we had it full, 60 people in a village hall. Second one, 22, because the guy who lives at the village hall and put it on and said he wanted to do it, he said, all I got from loads of them was, I'm on holiday that one, I'll come to the next one. And as soon as they say that, that's it, they're not coming again.
Still the other one where there's a balcony with the acts on and there's the stage.
That was Granville's. That one, the guy who owned it retired, and the new guy came in, and he wanted to do it in a different place in the venue upstairs.
Oh yeah.
And then he said, "Okay, we'll do it." I got in touch with the new guy when it opened and said, "I used to the comedy. Do you want to do it?" And he went, "We'll go upstairs with it." And then he said, "Oh, I can't decide what date." And then eventually he said, "Okay, we'll try it that night." And the next day on his Facebook, he announced he was doing a Burns night on the same night. And I was like, and it was all open planned. It was like there was no thing. I said, so you're gonna have like a band playing Burns music, people even, and then try and do a comedy night upstairs.
Fucking hell, imagine that trying to do a set. With
so I cancelled it. I said, nah, forget it, mate. I'm not going to run that. And that was I'd only booked a headline. It was like the next day. So I went, look, I can't get.
That wasn't a bad room, that though. It was nice
so that's why that one didn't happen. And then I have recently looked and gone, if he goes and somebody else takes it over, I will go in and message him. But I've checked it's the same guy who still runs it now. I'm waiting. I do think of things like that. I thought if another guy comes in, I will try that. But
pins on the map and everything.
Yeah, the guy who ran it before, he was on the verge of retirement as we took.
Yeah, he was an older bloke, wasn't he?
And he was actually into it. He was committed. I could tell. He was doing the work. He was advertising it and telling his customers to come to the comedy night.
Yeah.
So that was a. But then the plague happened, and he used it as a chance to retire it and sell it to somebody else. And then the new guy just, as I just said.
Yeah. What was his reaction to you saying I'm not doing well at Burns night? So?
He said, "Well, that doesn't sound very." Sorry.
What was his reaction to you saying I'm not doing it well at Burns night?
Yeah, I thought you said that. I should check it. No, edit that. No, he
they don't edit here.
I know they don't. I know that's all in there. That's in the edit. I know. I went to answer that question. I thought, did you say that? Yeah. He just said, "Well, this doesn't sound very professional." I was like, "Well, it's not going to work if there's a burn
on the same time." Yeah.
Well, you don't sound very professional if you won't do it. I'm kind of shocked that you've said that. And I'm like, well, if it was a separate room with a door that you could lock, I said, but the nosebleed is going to come through the balcony. Well, the comedians, if they were real comedians, and they said the classic line, and they say, if they were real comedians, they could cope with that.
Oh, fuck
that classic line. They all,
got to give us a chance.
We've all heard that one. I've heard that one so many times.
That is when you walk away.
Yeah, I used to run a venue, gone now, another long gone one, where the first one did okay. We got about, I think, a year's worth out of them. And the guy who actually worked on the bar downstairs told me one day, he said it was when one of them why we're struggling to sell it. And he said the honest answer is, I'm telling the customers as a comedy night. One group said they won't come. They said, because the reason is they shut the bar during the actual acts.
Fair play.
And we're not allowed to go up and go to the bar, go to the toilet.
That's fair.
I mean, that's rubbish. Why can't we go to the bar or the toilet when we want to? And then he says, well, the comedian said, well, if they were real comedians, they could cope with that.
Oh yeah, but sometimes I've done gigs where they've shut the bar and they've gone anyway and they've been served anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've done a gig where they gone, the bar's shut, guys, and then first act's on, Simon Wozniak.
Yeah.
5 minutes in, just walks over the bar. I can have a Guinness, and so you think, oh well, this is pointless.
Yeah.
That was for
But
Sam
again,
Allen, that one in St Helens.
You
Yeah,
couldn't transpose it to any other performance art. What they
no one needs the bar shutting. Really, I don't
you
think.
couldn't transpose it like in that same way. There's a guy playing music.
Why would you be so arsed at the bar? Like, just get your drinks to the break.
But no one needs the bar shutting apart from us.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, he went
I
to
don't know,
Maybe
it
only
depends, even in the depends on the room. The bar doesn't even really need.
You
to
went
be
to the
closed.
theatre, you wouldn't get that. I mean, the way I see it, you go to the theatre
Respectful.
and you arrive late, and there's a guy trying to do a play, doing
Yeah.
a dialogue, and you just shout, "What do you want from the bar? Do you want Guinness, mate? We're
that's
doing a
the
play
worst,
here."
yeah.
Well, you're not a real actor. If you were a real actor, you could cope with this.
Yeah.
It's the same, innit?
So
It wouldn't transpose. Yeah.
how's life been for you anyway, Richard?
Yeah, good. Busy. Started the podcast. It's fucking hard work, innit?
Yeah.
It's a lot more work than I thought it was.
What do you reckon you're going to stick it out, or do you reckon you're going to jib
I'll
it soon?
Stick it out. Stick it out.
Sure, you went viral while you're building your room.
Oh yeah, it was good.
Did you go viral?
Yeah, the screws that we were using, the brand was Spax.
Oh, yeah.
So I did a little thing with my brother.
Other people building it with you and making jokes, weren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. And it went, it got loads of views, that did.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you get a boost on IG with it?
Oh, mate, I don't know why, but whenever my videos do well, I get fuck all from them. That one that we did with Doug, he got about 7,000 followers and I got 3.
On what?
On TikTok.
Oh,
He got like 17
Don't trust the
million
TikTok
because
numbers.
He posted it.
What did you do with Doug?
We were in London, and we were on what was the
I think I've
what was
seen
the
that.
street called? It was Compton Avenue. So we went, I'm at Compton Avenue. Makes sense why I'm walking with the Crips. And then it was just a video of me walking away, and that just fucking blew up. And then this one with the screws. My brother was there holding it, and my dad behind the camera. And what screws are you using, Rick? And my brother just walked up to the camera and pointed at Spax as I walked out. That blew up as well. But I got fuck all.
Well, Kilvo took a video of you on the way to his. Have you seen that one?
Yeah,
and I said to him, I wouldn't post that just because you might get a bit of negative feedback. But then
I told him to send it.
I know you did.
I'd have posted it, and he said, "Oh no, I've deleted it." I'm like, "Fuck
Right.
off, Kilvo, you cunt."
Yeah.
It was a funny video.
That was a rough gig, that though, wasn't it?
It was.
It was.
How did you get on?
All right, you
I'd
know.
gone. I'd left.
You checked out, hadn't you?
Fucking tapped out of that.
You
yeah.
fucking drove home,
I
and you're meant
went
to be
home.
staying over.
Yeah, I couldn't be asked. I was like, I'm doing.
Oh.
Did you get your vape?
Yeah.
Did you? He left his vape pen.
Yeah.
This the one
Yeah.
you told me about last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah.
So he thought, now I'm gonna go straight home and lick me wounds. It
Yeah.
was all right. You did fine.
It wasn't bad, but it was just tough, wasn't it?
Was it Wednesday night?
Yeah.
It was just a Wednesday night in Borough. It was just a bit.
It was all right. I just didn't. It wasn't a death, but I didn't.
No.
It was just a bit.
Yeah.
Peak
They're the
circuit,
worst.
mate.
It was an opener spot on a fucking Wednesday.
Peak circuit, that,
the
mate.
worst.
Yeah,
Just get in there, get your paycheck, and go.
Yeah, the last thing I needed to do is stick around so people could ignore me later. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking going out. They didn't enjoy it enough to fucking
Yeah.
get followers.
So anything else new with you?
Nah, just the podcast, really.
What's
Still
pod
on the
called?
edibles?
Unstable.
Unstable.
Ricky Balshaw's Unstable. Yeah. I'm just trying to get like different.
What's it about?
guests
Life
in.
stories or something? was it?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, but like.
I sort of read your little your thing when you were asking for guests. I can't remember what it said now.
Yeah, I just.
Oh,
want-
difficult periods in people's lives.
Yeah, like dark times or like just interesting stories that they've got. Like I've got a bloke coming on who got blown to pieces in Afghan. I've got a woman coming on who tried to hang herself but fucked it up and ended up breaking her neck and paralysing herself instead.
Oh my God, mate! This podcast sounds great.
Just like motivational speaking. And
After a death, I think every comic will be tuning into this. Good God.
Yeah, and I'm just going to get just like interesting.
That's got to be a bleak fucking episode. She's what, a paraplegic now?
I filmed it yet, but yeah, it will be. I'm getting a load of Paralympians on. I've got a load of Olympic athletes coming on as well.
Olympic ones?
Yeah.
Who's the biggest?
Fucking, I don't remember any of the names, to be honest.
They're not big.
They're not that big.
No.
But they're coming on. As I say, I've got the current super bantamweight boxing world champion. That goes out in a couple of days.
But that's obviously your uncle's fucking link, isn't it?
No.
Legit, just you?
He's a Telford lad, so I just got in touch with him because I knew he was local.
Oh,
and
nice.
He just came in between.
It's like me messaging Darren Till Bladder, didn't I?
Did you do that?
Yeah.
Did he reply?
Did he fuck? I haven't deleted it though. I've kept it there when I get famous enough and he goes, the fuck did he fucking message me, lad?
That's really. But yeah, so I'm enjoying doing it because they're interested. So I'm getting comedians on now as well.
Fuck that, though. Keep interviewing non-comics, I reckon.
It's just harder
Yeah,
to
I'm
bed
gonna do a
table,
lot,
isn't it?
but it's like
Yeah, but
it's hard to get interesting people on regularly. Whereas like comics, I can get a comic on every week. So I'm just doing
just
a
as
load of
filler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all talking about ourselves.
Yeah.
Pretend we've had a hard life.
But I'm enjoying doing it. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but I'm enjoying doing it. I got 9 Patreons already.
Nice.
Yes.
9, and have you gone live with your Patreon?
Yeah, I've done it.
Oh, you have, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought every time I get a guest on, so I'm doing an hour public episode, and then I'm doing an extra 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, I've seen a few do that. It's quite a smart move, that, I reckon.
Why not? I've got them there. I may just keep them talking for a little bit and just extra content in it.
I think Kane does that, and TVI.
TVI do that, yeah.
They do that. Give a 45 for free, and then 45 behind the paywall.
Just makes sense to do
Watch
that.
them
If
say
people
now
have
as well.
made it, if people have made it to the end of the public episode, they're invested, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I've done the first 1,000 patrons for £1 each.
Oh, have you done? Yes.
Yeah.
Stole Dead Men.
Oh, first 100?
Thousands.
A
Yeah.
thousand.
Yeah,
I was
first
going to say,
1,000
you've
for a
wasted,
quid.
you've shot a load there.
Nobody misses a quid, do they? You
No.
know what I mean?
No.
But I've put the other tiers on as well, just in case anyone's feeling generous. Looking at them names up there, in case they want to donate the tenner.
Fuck off, mate. I think they're dropping like flies, these cunts.
Right. But I just put it on for a quid because I thought if I get 1,000 people at a quid, it's paying for itself then.
Yeah, that's a
Paying
good
for
move,
itself,
that
and
one.
Nobody misses a quid.
That really launched Deadman, that move. That was a good,
Yeah,
that
so
was
sensible.
Yeah.
straight
Good
away.
idea. What about you? Your thoughts about doing any content constantly? Regular sort of things? Or just the TikTok
Well,
stuff?
I'm doing the. Again, I'm not going to actually say what it is. I was telling Ricky on the way here. I've got a really good idea for a YouTube channel, but I'm not actually going to say what it is. It's just I haven't got the. I haven't got around to actually pulling my finger out and doing it.
Okay.
There's a channel on YouTube.
Good idea.
There's a channel on YouTube where it's basically a guy. I won't say what it
Tell
actually.
them where you got the idea from, Rog.
There's an American guy who just does this. He does a very niche, specific topic. It does involve music, not comedy. It's about music, and he does a particular niche topic, but he talks totally from an American perspective of that thing. And I thought, no, I could just do that, but do it from a British one.
Fair enough.
But I
It'd
just
be
find
good. It's a good idea.
the concept what it is. But I just it's again, I've written half a script for one, but I wouldn't want to rush into that. I'd want to like do it well, like script.
Do it as a series, or do you make a
it'd be a
week?
series, each one on a different. I can't say what it is because someone
Yeah,
else
go
watching my. I'm going to nick that.
Yeah, it's a
But,
different subtopic within
well,
that.
it's a different subject
Yeah.
within each, but it's a niche topic that I am genuinely fascinated by myself, and that's why I watch this other guy do it. So like, I could copy that and just do it from an English perspective, not from because they do everything.
What, on something that you're interested in?
It's to do with music. It's all I can say. That at this point. But
Are you interested in anything?
I'd like boxing and MMA.
That it?
Yeah.
Do you probably like it though? You're just a fucking fair weather fan like me.
No, I'm
Josh Jones about the
probably-
weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cracking,
great,
wasn't
wasn't
it?
it?
Great.
It's fucking-
See all the shit with McGregor after that.
I see McGregor
Watch me.
steals the show. Like he's
McGregor.
behind
So
him with his
funny,
arms in the end, this fluorescent shirt, this like flowery shirt.
Was he fair though? I quite liked it because you could see. He just
Yeah, I
loves
see.
fighting.
Yeah,
He was all for Joshua, then like goes ah!
yeah.
There was rumours that he put a massive bet on Joshua to get knocked out, didn't he?
Did he?
So if you
He
watch,
celebrated like that
in round 5, there's something happens and McGregor says something, and AJ looks at him because he'd got wind of
and goes like that.
And he
Yeah.
goes, as if I'm not going to get knocked out. Then he gets knocked out, and McGregor goes fucking nuts.
McGregor was giving him Guinness last time. Do you remember when he was off his
after
face
the
on
fight,
coke?
Giving him 4. Do you want to?
And
Not
then
Guinness.
Fury, have you seen the video of Fury kicking off afterwards, going, "That's just cost me."
That's 150 million. That was so
Yeah.
funny.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cost me 150 million.
Tyson.
That's a fucking
yeah.
dickhead.
Fury. Yeah.
He had a.
Cost me 150 million. As in because he's now not going to get the fight, is he?
Oh right, okay,
Why
fucking
didn't
hell.
he make that
Yeah,
bet?
no,
Fuck, what he put like 80 million on?
no.
Fucking
Because the
AJ.
fight's gone now.
Yeah,
he's
not
saying.
gonna get the fight.
But the fella,
If it does,
because the
it's
fella
not
next to him
like
still
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you're still fighting, but the
not
demand
gonna-
won't be there. He's gonna have to go back and knock Dubois out again, and
Yeah.
he's got to knock Usyk out, and
Yeah.
but
It's just not.
Yeah, that must be infuriating for him.
Yeah.
Did you see it though? He just got. He should have got stopped ages ago. I think his legs were.
Yeah,
his
but
legs were that
It's
bad.
because he had that fight his chance because he saw him before he got knocked out when he's thrown a few, and he's like,
Because
he's got a chance, and then he just walks.
Yeah, he did clip it, but then he got nailed. Yeah.
But it's that when he caught his jaw at the end of that.
Yeah, but
round.
these are heavyweights hitting you.
Yeah, man.
These aren't
And
fucking
if you get hit with
10 stone
15
kids.
stone plus, you get caught on the chin. You're going down.
Yeah.
You just are, especially
No,
when
but-
they can got the technique.
If he looked like he's just getting CTE, like even like every time, it's like he's dead on his feet. You're
He
thinking
was out. He was out.
his brain's got to be irreparably damaged after that, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, he's
after
got
everything
he's lost
else as
some
well,
cells
isn't it?
there.
Knocked out
hasn't
He
he?
taken how many big hits did he take there? Like
Your
10
jaw-
big
too
hits.
many.
Your jaw doesn't get any stronger, does it? So like,
No. I mean, he's never had the best chin, has he? AJ, and you know.
But you do feel like he struggles mentally, don't you? Just see him after fights. I'm just looking at him, thinking he looks like he's about to break down, and then. But then he also looks like he's on the edge of flipping his lid.
Oh yeah,
because he's just lost, and he's just.
He's an actual road man. He spent so long being Mr. Nice Guy, and now he's like
fuck it.
He wants to go back to being a road man, but he's trying to cling on for the sponsorships and all that.
Yeah.
Like, just be the road man you are, man. Just fucking
be the Dylan White, the Derek Chisora.
That's what Dylan White said. So he said, "You sell smack to kids, you fucking weirdo."
That's the next fight for him, isn't it?
Chisora.
No, Dylan White.
Yeah,
but Chisora's the fucking. He's the guy who can be him real self, isn't he? Chisora. Glassing. Who did he glass?
I don't know.
Hay, wasn't it? He bottled Hay. Oh, Hay bottled him actually, wasn't it?
Well, he threw the table at some. Did he throw the table at?
Hay bottled him.
Hay put the bottle over his head, didn't he? But I think the next fight for AJ is Dillian, because Dillian will take the fight because he'll want the rematch, and AJ, it needs.
What's your uncle think of it all?
I spoke to him about it.
You're dying to have a little chat with his uncle.
Yeah. He's just a proper hard man, isn't he?
Do you want me to phone him now? See if I can get through.
No.
Did he ever do bare knuckle?
No.
See McGregor
pussy.
told Usyk bare knuckle.
Hey?
Usyk was like, yeah.
Backstage.
Well, Usyk said, Annie, after boxing.
Usyk mimicked him walking, didn't he?
It was that conversation.
Was that right?
Because Usyk had said previously, after boxing, I'll have a little go bare knuckle, maybe. Look like that's what proper fighters not look like. Look at the increase in popularity from it. And McGregor come up to him and was like, said something to him, and he went, "Well, get on you for bare knuckle," and he was like, "Yeah, get on me," and then just like fucking laughing at fucking McGregor.
What McGregor's bare knuckle company? Like he's got his
owns bare knuckle.
Yeah. King of the Streets is the new one though, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. That's the new one that's going to take off. Yeah, bare knuckle's done now. People want King of the Streets. They just want.
Should be on their arse about sports whatsoever, Roger.
Bad video the other
I'm not
day.
going to lie, I am a nerd. I have no interest in sports, so I am just tuning out.
Fighting that fight. Have you ever had a fight?
No.
You ever been close to having a fight?
Yes.
Have you?
Not since I was at school, but yeah.
Oh, school, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember it? Or no, don't want to go into
I ran
it?
away, I think. Someone wanted to finish me.
It's just the best thing to do. Right, anyone got what are you promoting?
Yeah,
he's about to fall asleep, I think.
It's not because we said we're going to start trying to keep them to an hour, didn't we?
Oh, okay. I just seen your eyes. They look like they're half asleep, and I'm thinking, I think he's gone to bed here.
I'll promote the podcast. So it's Ricky Balshaw's Unstable. It's on everything except Spotify because I'm cheap and you have to pay for Spotify.
You don't?
Yes, you do. You have to pay for Spotify.
Well, what do you mean? So you don't pay to host your pod?
No, just put.
Hey, put it on Spotify, you dickhead. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm waiting until I get a few episodes so I can
it's
bang
like £10 a month.
Yeah, I'm just waiting until I got a few episodes so I can bang a load.
Right.
So that'll be up soon. So everywhere.
Go on, stop being a dick. £10 a month, for fuck's sake, mate.
It'll be on Spotify.
Why are you holding yourself? That's all anyone listens to it on.
Is it? Right, that's probably going to help my numbers then. I'm wondering why.
I've no idea how much
Our
it costs.
numbers are like 50% Apple.
I thought it's Podbean.
Yeah, Podbean's the host.
Yeah.
And then we pay tenner, and then you go on Apple, you go on Spotify.
Right.
And ours are about 40% Spotify, 50% Apple, and then like 10%
YouTube.
Okay, so it will be on Spotify then. I'll do that.
It's like a massive chunk you're missing out on.
Is it? Right, okay. Appreciate that. So
if you've got porn stars on there on YouTube, don't they?
Patreon go on Spotify now as well.
Yeah, Patreon goes on. Oh, right, okay.
So people don't even have to change the app.
They just fucking go on.
They just go on, link their patrons to Spotify, and there's a special page just for the Patreon.
Right, okay. Appreciate it. Thanks. So yeah,
fucking idiot.
It'll be on Spotify.
Why are you being tight?
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It will be everywhere. But when's this going out?
God knows, mate.
By the time this
2
goes
weeks.
Out. By the time this goes out, it will be on. So Ricky Balshaw's Unstable. Patreon.com/unstablepod. It's only £1. Help me out.
There you go.
Sign up.
Thanks.
Roger.
Well, all I can do is plug my TikTok, which is at Roger Swift Prop, and I'm on Twitter, or X, whatever they call it now, at Roger Swift Puns. And hopefully on YouTube with an idea when I pull my finger out.
Sounds great. Thank you for coming and doing it.
Sign up to the Patreon.
Go and check Roger out online. You'll see exactly what I'm about.
If you put Roger Swift Prop Comedian, you'll find videos
Excellent.
on YouTube.
There you go. Circuit legend. Thanks for listening. Sign up to the Patreon. Good night. Love you.